everybody, and welcome to Season 2. Season 1. No,
It's
not
season
Season 1.
2.
Episode 1.
Already.
I love this already.
We fucked. Oh, wait, I can't see that yet. Damn it.
That's 2 cuss words. Great
Oh,
job,
man.
Shay.
You
Already.
can censor me. Just censor me. I'm sorry.
You're good. Welcome, everybody, to the 1224 podcast. As you know, I'm Kate.
And I'm Shay.
And we're here to talk to you about everything animation. We're going bigger and better, baby.
Yeah, we're going bigger, better, crazier. Not really. Yeah.
Stupider.
Oh, definitely stupid. I definitely lost some brain cells during
Yeah.
our break.
Yeah, that's something we can guarantee.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
vouchers. I have witnesses. I have a jury, and I have a judge.
That's so many people.
Yeah, they all can vouch for how many brain cells I've lost, 'cause I think they all gained the brain cell while being around me.
It's okay. There are many shows out there in animation where they are praised for so many good things, but then
They're murdered in cold blood, dead.
dead, gone, for no reason.
Yeah,
Maybe some
so,
reasons.
yeah, but they're stupid reasons.
Yes, and that is what we're here to talk about in this episode.
We're digging up some dead bodies,
Yep, we're going to the grave.
and we're going to right some wrongs.
Yeah, hopefully.
Most of these, I think, at least for oh, I guess if people didn't get it, we're talking about shows with shitty endings. Oh wait,
Pretty
it's 2 minutes
much.
in. Can I swear yet? I don't know.
Yeah, you can. You're
Okay,
allowed.
good. Yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're talking about shows with bad endings, either gone too soon, rip in peace, or they just had bad endings for no reason.
They're shows that deserved better, that, you wanted to give a good chef's kiss, but you
Give a
decided
huge
not to.
smackaroo.
Yeah.
It's
Anyone would
been a
like to
while.
go?
Anyone would like to go? There's only the two of us.
There's only 2 of us. Wait a minute. It's like we're talking to a crowd.
Yeah.
We're having a discussion. I guess I could go. And my name is Kate.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this, so we really just don't know what we're doing.
I know, right? So, the first show that I have, and I think it's been a while since I said this name, and that is Star versus the Forces of Evil. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
God, it
You owe
feels
me a
so
soda.
long ago. Stop. No, you don't. No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Jinx. Did you do
Fine.
anything? Right.
No, I didn't.
Right.
Fine,
right,
you'll get it. Okay, I'll give you your
right.
soda. Next time we see each other, I'll give you a
Yeah.
soda. I'll take a train, okay?
Yeah.
I'll just give you a
okay.
soda and I'll leave.
And you'll just leave the can of soda. Like,
Yeah, I'll just leave a can of soda there and I'll just like wait from the train. I'll be like, bye.
Okay, bye. That's it. Never again.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, where the fuck's my soda? You still owe me soda. Anyways, I'm sorry,
Anyways.
Star.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Star versus the Forces of Evil was on Disney Channel, right? In 2015, I believe.
I don't know, we were in middle school, definitely. So, no, it was
Yeah.
2015, because I remember being 14 when they came out, because in 8th grade.
Okay, yeah. So, like, late middle school. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember being so hyped for that show when the theme song came out. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be great, because it was kind of like after Gravity Falls ended-ish, and I was like, oh man, I'm so excited for this. Also, this is like a woman like creator who made this show, and I was really hyped looking at like the animation for the theme song, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. And so I did watch like all the episodes up till the ending. And I found the ending to be very disappointing. If you don't know what the show is, it's basically about this girl named Star Butterfly who comes to Earth from another dimension called Muni, and she basically fights monsters alongside her friend that she meets, Marco. And yeah, and then like there's a whole lot of plot within the show, specifically with like the magic that she uses, the dimension where she's from, and like a whole lot of weird monster politic things. And then yeah,
Weird politics. Don't you
yeah,
mean racism plot? It's about racism.
racism plot. They attempted the racism card.
They attempted it, and I think
Um,
that I don't think they're the worst to do it, but I don't think it's that good.
yeah, I don't think it's the best. So that sort of correlates with the ending because within the show, they tried to see this distinctive divide between humans slash mumins and monsters, but more so mumins and monsters. Because like for some reason towards like the last two seasons they focused a lot more on Muni, and so like with that they like discussed a lot about how monsters were like untreated and like treated unfairly. That's what I was looking for. And like it's sort of like they kind of used magic as an excuse for that, I feel like. And that's kind of that felt kind of low for me, and that's how they kind of like decided, yo, we're just gonna kill magic in the ending. So yeah, that's it. That's the ending.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, like, killing magic means they killed, like, a bunch of, like, characters that existed in the
yeah,
show, like, for no reason.
exactly.
Didn't, like, wait, didn't
Yeah,
Magic Pony had, like, didn't she survive?
yeah. She survived because like
Which makes no sense.
it. Yeah, I mean like yeah, yeah. She's supposed to be magic, but like she's like one of yeah. It doesn't make sense, you know.
Yeah, like,
Like
as someone who's only watched up to, how many seasons are in the show? Four? Five? Yeah, I watched up to like I think the beginning of like season three, or like I watched random episodes of season three, and like that's it. Like I know Eclipse exists, is what I'm saying. I kind of know what Moon did. That's it. Um, like just like hearing the ending, I was like, there's already so much like going on with the show that doesn't make sense to me, and like I have a lot of like separate critiques of the show besides like the weird like racism plot thing. Um, but hearing the ending, I was like, who, who agreed to this? Who greenlighted this? Because like, I don't know, makes no sense. Makes no sense.
I think the problem with that was also the fact that it wasn't like a full hour but it was like a still a 22-minute slot, which I was like, "Oh, okay,
Oh, it
that kind of
was?
sucks." Yeah, it was only a half hour instead of like a full hour like special finale.
Oh,
So,
like
yeah.
I know that. Wait, in like later seasons, did they end up like instead? Cause I remember Star being they used to split the sessions into like 12 to 15-minute episodes and just release
Mhm.
two at the same time. For later seasons, did they still do that, or did they just do like the full 22?
Okay, so they still had the 11-minute time slots within one episode, but they usually have parts. So if it's like a special episode, they would still have the 22 slot as if it's
Mm-hmm.
like a special. I don't know if this makes any sense.
Oh no, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like they would
Yeah.
still have random episodes that would be considered like a quote unquote special, was like split into like part one and part two. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. They did so for the season 3 or season 2 finale, something like that, somewhere around that, where Star was like defeating Toffee, great villain, but then like trashed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But like pff, they did a they did 4 parts. It's so confusing because so they
Wait,
did
Oh,
So
sorry.
no, you're good. They did 2 episodes, and they were separated into 4 11-minute slots, if that makes any sense. But I wish they could have done that for Star instead. Um, in the season, I mean, like show finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only just did a 22-minute slot instead of like a whole hour special.
Hmm.
Yeah, which probably became like a reason why like the finale was just like totally rushed too.
Sorry, I just have a lot to say 'cause I didn't watch the whole show,
No,
so
no, no, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like all of the episodes are worth watching except for like probably the finale. Like it was good in terms of like art and stuff like that because what they also did was they collided Muni and Earth together as one, which I thought was interesting, but I feel like the way that they executed getting rid of magic just felt wrong because Stark just committed a genocide.
yeah.
um
I mean, is
yeah.
it truly a good show unless your main character commits genocide in some form?
Oh my
I don't think
god.
so.
No. It's not. Um I mean generally I think Star is a good show. Uh it's just the ending that felt like really flat, and I also kind of blame Disney for it since they only allowed Star to have 4 seasons like the way they did with Kim Possible.
Mm,
So, yeah. That's about it. Um I wish Star didn't have to get rid of the magic because that just I don't know. That just feels kind of weird.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that I wouldn't change anything besides the fact that like she had to get rid of the magic, or like if there was a way to resurrect those who were a part of the magic. That's all I have.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah,
say anything on Star. I won't say anything.
it's okay. Stan, Jana, and Jackie. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, those two best characters in the whole show. Not even
Yeah,
joking.
exactly. They're great.
Yeah. Um, I guess it is my turn. Yeehaw.
Yay.
Okay. So my list is a lot of how can you say it, weeb culture. It's a lot of anime because there's like especially like in I feel like in the early 2000s there's like this trend with anime where they'll have like they'll only have the anime to promote the manga or manga. I know people get angry at me when I pronounce it wrong and I don't know what the right pronunciation is.
It's manga.
Okay, manga.
Okay.
um I'm sorry.
It's
But
okay. You're fine.
basically they'll never like continue it like like the anime, and sometimes the manga is less accessible. So that's some of the situations on my list. But the first thing I want to talk about, because it is about 10 years old now, and it's not based on a manga at all. Panty and Stocking with Gardabout. Now, if you are a child, do not watch the show. I am begging you, do not watch the show. If you are 18 and over, even though I wasn't 18 when I watched the show, um, you can
Same.
watch the show. Um, basically, the show is about these two angels, right? And they have been excommunicated from heaven. And like, I don't remember all the plots, but like, I think they're excommunicated because they were like too like sexual or something. But like, whatever. And basically, it's about their crazy adventures on Earth and them trying to go back to heaven. And very fun show. Also, warning if you watch the show, there are like the way to depict like specifically black people isn't the best, but like I barely remember the show, but think I haven't watched in a while. Um, but yeah. Anyways, so that show, the way it ended was on a big fucking cliffhanger because it was a twist because turns out Stalking wasn't even an angel, she was a demon the whole time. And then like she chopped Panty up into a million pieces and just jetted out And keep in mind, this wasn't even like a full episode where like this reveal. It was literally the last second of the whole anime, like the literal last minute. And she's just like, I was a demon the whole time. Chops her up, leaves, and then like Garnerbelt and Brief were just standing there, and they're like, "Yo, what just happened?" And that's how the whole thing ends. That's how the whole thing ends. No sequel, no follow up. The manga doesn't even like follow up with that because it's just a separate story. Nothing. We got nothing. And every year people keep thinking that we're gonna get a season two. We're never gonna get a season two. It's never happening. I mean, there is like a comic from one of the past like workers on the show that made like a season two comic, but it's technically not canon. Or it's like it follows up where like the original show would end up because the second season the plan was to have like Garter Belt and Brief keep collecting the pieces of Panty like around the world to like make her like a person again and then them to like find stalking. So from what I understand there is like a fan quote unquote fan like comic for it, but we don't have like that anime continuation, which sucks.
It does suck. I remember watching Pantene Stocking, but I don't know if I remember finishing it because I watched it in middle school and I was like, "Yo, this is way too freaky."
Yeah, like I
um,
think
yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I ever finished. I know I watched the last episode, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I watched the series in order because it was hard to get hands on it
True.
legally at the time,
Yeah.
especially like if you're like in middle school, which you shouldn't be watching a show if you're in middle school.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, but it was just like your parents wouldn't buy it for you obviously because the name and then like
Yeah.
the content, especially the content. Oh my God, oh my God. Um, but
Mm-mm.
that I like one of it's like I know the one. Okay, the episode I remember the most is the last episode. I think that's the one where they're like parodying, um, like the Romeo and Juliet movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think they like imitate that movie because Pantheon Stalking, by the way, takes a lot of influence from like Western media. Like the art
Yeah.
style isn't like traditional like anime. It's more like it looks more like a Western cartoon
Yeah. Which I
and
really
stuff.
liked.
Yeah, like the art style in Pantheon Stalking is really good. Like it's
Yeah.
very
It's very
simple.
vibrant.
Yeah, like they take a lot of like there's I think interviews and stuff, and so they took a lot of inspiration from like Powerpuff Girls, and Drawn Together was actually the reason why the show was made. Because
Oh.
they, from what I understand, that they all got like the creators got drunk one night and just watched it. That was really funny, and they just made Pantheon Stalking,
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
which makes a lot of sense if you
Yeah.
know what Drawn Together is. Um, but and also like when you look at Pantheon Stalking, because they use like a lot of like mixed media. But yeah,
Right.
I think that Panty and Stocking should get an official season two, so everyone can shut up about it. Jesus Christ, we all need to shut up about it. Like,
Just bring it back.
just bring it back so then like all the weeps can be happy, and then like I don't know, we'll watch like another anime like Nichijou. Why aren't y'all watching Nichijou? Such a good
Sorry.
anime.
I'll
Whatever.
watch it sometime.
Yeah, I'll send you links.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's my
Cool.
pick.
Thank you for your first pick. Now on to number two of our picks. And my number two is OKKO Let's Be Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Um yeah. So I love this show so much. It's like on my top 3 like best cartoon shows or shows in general because all I watch is cartoons. And as you can tell, my list is just cartoons.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad it is. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Thank you. And it's a very recent show. Well, I would say like it was made like 2013. No,
Well,
nope.
the pilot, so
The
it's like,
pilot, yeah.
yeah, there's like a lot of weird stuff with the, because there's the pilot, then there were shorts, then there was a game, then the show, and there's
Yeah,
another game with the show. There's like,
exactly.
there's a lot going on. I remember that the original pilot came out, what I know it was like pitched in like 2009 or something, but like the pilot came out like 2011, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty early
Yeah.
as a short, like pilot short, like as you know, with Cartoon Network putting up like different little shorts, so then they're able to like see which one like people like, so they can greenlight those shows, which I find really awesome.
Hmm.
Um, And yeah, I remember watching that pilot on YouTube and thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is dope." And then like seeing that show greenlit and develop into something better just made me even more excited. So uh OKKO Let's Be Heroes used to be called Lakewood Plaza Turbo, but um that's the main setting which the show takes place now. Um, so it's basically about this kid named Ko who wants to become a fighter like his mom, and who who is like very like famous fighter and stuff like that, but she now like settles in the plaza as a dojo teacher. Um, and so what he does is like he gets his first job at Gar's Bodega, which is like, just a shop for like heroes and stuff. So like the plaza itself is literally just different shops for fighters and stuff like that. And so he befriends the people that work there, so Enid and Rad, and they all together fight Lord Boxman, who is this like over the top Dr. Eggman villain, uh, who's like right across from the plaza. It's kind of like SpongeBob, how the Krusty Krab is like supposed to be like the good guys, and then
Yeah.
the Chum Bucket is like the bad guys, and that's kind of like what the dynamic is between those two. But it's not like repetitive in a way where it's like it's every episode, but that's basically what the show is surrounded by, like the difference between like heroes and villains, and sort of making like a comedic I guess approach to that type of dynamic.
Yeah.
um
Also, there's like a lot of video. There, the whole thing's based like is very influenced by video games.
yeah.
Um, Specifically Sonic is a big one. Like
Sonic.
they even had a crossover. Ian's living the dream.
Yes,
Ian
Sonic.
Ian Jones Cordy is living the dream, and
He
every day I
is.
wish.
I love that man so much. He's the
Um,
creator.
yeah, like it's like that show too. Um, I guess I should talk about like kind of its importance, especially for like me, in a sense. So yeah, like it's very quick. Ian's black, I'm black. I'm like, ah, cool, black creator, that's great. And then it's like, oh wow, recently we don't have like a lot of like, I mean, of course it's getting better, like with animation, like creator diversity in terms of both like gender and then sexuality and with race. But like when OKKO is one of those things where I'm like, nah, this is special. This is a very special show to me. It's like, yeah, yeah, it's just very special. Such a good show. It's really cute.
It's amazing. I love that show. It also like holds such a special place in my heart just because of like I don't know, just everything about it is so awesome, and like just the way they approach things is so funky and like creative to me.
Yeah,
Like it's I wouldn't say it's like stupid, but like just the way they like animate things is so goofy and so like entertaining to me. I
yeah,
don't know how
like
to explain it, but then
no,
they
like
also have such a serious plot,
yeah, like it's
which
the
is like
funniest thing though. It's the
yeah.
funniest fucking thing because like you'll like first watch the show, you're like, okay, yeah, really stupid show. But like, because I know Ian especially is like very big on like kind of going off model for the sake of comedy, and that shows in the show. Because like he said like in one thing, he's like, yeah, if like someone draws like a goofy face, we're keeping that face in. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's
The
crazy.
facial expressions are so good.
Yeah, like, and since it's just like mainly a show about having a fun time too, like you can see that within the show because like they're just like there's like so much going on, and like you can tell that like he was having a fun time with the show. Like everyone who worked on it, like everyone was just having a fun time. And then like you have like these more serious plots, like with KO becoming a, like okay, it's been a while since I watched the show, by the way. Like KO kind of like with his inner like turmoil, because like he kind of has a lot going on. Then like um I really like the plots with oh, what are they called? Like the superhero team that Carol and Gar were on, like Point, Point. Yeah, like that whole Point backstory with the sandwich.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah,
gosh, masterpiece. The way they foreshadowed it was so good.
you drop a sandwich and then OKKO fans just start crying.
I'm getting so many flashbacks. Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's so
like
good. The backstories and everything. Just mwah. It's such a perfect show when you're mixing like comedy and serious plot at the same time, which also kind of like also reminds me of like Amphibia, just the way they do their own storytelling, but that's for
yeah.
another time. But
Oh
like,
wait, you should
yeah.
also think with OKKO too, which I find interesting. And in terms of like with the serious plot and like the more comedic things, it's not a show where like you have to watch every episode to like understand what's going on like at all for like I think compared to like some other shows. So like Steven Universe. Yes, I know the irony of me bringing this up. Um but with Steven Universe, it's like of course it starts off more like singular episode. After a while you really have to keep watching every episode, understand what's going on. Versus with OKKO, you can just jump in whenever you're like, okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah. And I think that's really good. It reminds me kind of like not completely of, but how Avatar is, because the way Avatar is set up with like the first series, um, like you can honestly just jump in whenever and understand what's going on because they have like the previous on Avatar things. It kind of reminds me of that, like the way OKKO works a little, but they don't have like a previously on blank. It's just like you can just jump right in. You get what's happening, and you're like, oh, okay, like it's really fun.
It's a fun time. Um And in terms of the ending, it was just rushed because it wasn't like a full hour special either. I mean, there was the like ending of how they like defeated Professor Venomous
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But it's just how they like wanted to end things was super rushed because Cartoon Network didn't give them enough time to give them the news that the show was going to be canceled,
Yeah, Cartoon
which
Network, I
sucked.
feel like really screwed over OKKO in all sense. Look, I'm a very like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Basically, what I'm saying is what was it? Like there was like one promo that they did for Cartoon Network and I
Mm-hmm.
forget what it was exactly, but it had to do with black people and it wasn't in February. So probably because of like protests and stuff. But
Yeah.
I realize how weird that sounds out of context. But basically I found it not that I found it weird. It was like they didn't acknowledge OKKO at all. Which like, okay, I know KO isn't black. I know this. But like there's like Rad who's like a black coded character. Then there's Enid who's half black. Then it's like the only show that was airing at the moment with a black creator too.
Yeah.
Which I was
Oh, I
like,
know what you mean.
yeah,
I know what tweet you're talking about. It's like they posted so what they did was they made like a promo art for like Black Lives Matter and they had like a lot of like just characters that were or coded black, but then
yeah. But they also put
they didn't
Connie there, which was no, like they put Connie from Steven Universe there, but then I was like, but Connie isn't black. There's a like there is a weird post, not like weird in like a bad way. It's just like, wait, what's happening? You're like,
Like
okay,
what why these specific characters? Cuz like, you can probably like depict them as like either allies or like also just like brown people, but like I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
But yeah. And they didn't like add any OKKO, and yet they like canceled the show and didn't really like recognize it for anything. And it was barely advertised too, which made me really mad about.
yeah. Like the only promo that they really did, like the only big one I could think of was at um like the San Diego Comic Con one year where they had like the Gar's Bodega setup thing, and like you could get um like little like prizes and stuff if you pick like one of the cereal things. Coolest thing ever. Only big thing they did to promote the show, and like they would like
I wish
grab
I was
boxes.
there.
Me too. Damn, we live up in the north for no
I
reason
hate this.
except to suffer.
Exactly. We get nothing here. No bodega allowed here.
No vote, and it takes place in Maryland. That's why I feel like, oh, it's heavily inspired by Maryland. Craig Creek takes place in Maryland. That's a fun fact. Um, but like, we should have gotten something from OKKO. The end.
Yeah. So what they did in the finale, they like try to crunch up like everyone's ending. Like Ian and the crew worked their asses off to try to give everyone an ending, which I thought was really great. But then everything felt rushed. So now I'm mad because they all had to rush and like created futures for them. And I was like, you know, if hopefully one day I really hope that OKKO would either get another season or a movie just to
Hmm.
like, wrap everything up in a pretty bow instead of, quickly like packaging the present. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And you know they'll break the fourth wall about it too. Like you know damn well they would
Exactly.
do it.
They'll call Cartoon Network out and
Yeah.
I would cry.
Oh no, I just remembered the other thing about OKKO that's really cool is that besides it just being a like it's literally I said it before, but I'll say it again. Literally a love letter to everything that Ian like grew up with and like loves. Like to the point where you have like Hanna-Barbera sound effects and like um the little like Cartoon Network like thing at the end where they show like the clip of the show. Like he imitates the old ones from like the early 2000s where it was like black and like red and like white and ah
I know. Yeah, they accomplished a lot of crossovers. I just can't believe how many crossovers they did in
yeah,
the OKKO universe. And there could have been more, but Cartoon
yeah.
Network loves to cancel shows for no reason.
Crossover Nexus was going to be actually bigger, I
I know.
which makes it even crazier because it was like Ben 10, there was Garnet. Yeah, Garnet was there.
Yeah.
Raven. There was
Yeah.
someone else. I don't remember.
I
I
think
don't
that was
know.
it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, but they had like a lot more characters in the crossover that were like
Yeah.
featured.
Oh, yeah, because like there's like a transformation bit and like just everyone started like showing up and you're like, whoa, what is like even like more obscure things like Secret Mountain 4 awesome characters showed up, which really threw me off because like, oh my God.
Yeah, there were a lot of references. I was losing my mind. It was like that Smash Bros reveal of like all the characters with everyone is here. And I was like, oh my gosh, it
Yeah.
was so good.
He
I
got
love that show dearly.
he got a Sonic crossover. A Sonic crossover with the Hedgehog himself. How do you do that? How? Like
That was just his power. It was Ian's power. Like that's crazy.
that is crazy.
Give us
Um,
OKKO back, please, Cartoon Network. I'm
please.
begging.
Um, I guess it's my turn. So my next pick is a big whiplash in mood. Um, it's another anime. It's one that I watched a year ago now, and it's one that I'm crying right now thinking about it. Um, and it's called Banafish. If you know what Banafish is about, you know why I'm crying. If you've watched the whole show, you know why I'm crying. Um, spoilers. for it. Um, Basically, Banafish is an anime about Jesus Christ. It's an anime about this guy. His name is Ash Lynx, and he runs like the gang circuit in New York, right? And for some reason, he can just never be killed. Not even like supernatural wise. It's just like this man just never dies for some reason. And one day, this Japanese man who's a reporter, his name's Eiji, he shows up, and Ash is like, I must protect this man with my life. Good show. It's so good. Like, it's so, so good. Although, big trigger warnings for like a bunch of stuff, like sexual assault, violence, drug use, I think. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on in that show. It's not for the faint of heart. Um, but it's a really good show. And so the reason why it's here is because it's literally just because I'm stupid and I want them to be happy. It wasn't even like an awful ending. Like it made sense for the show. Um, so the way it ends, there's a lot of context going into this. So basically, at the end, Ash, because he's been hunted down by like a bunch of gangs and like this elite, like this guy who like kept assaulting him as a kid. And so at the end, he's like everything's done. You know, the guy's arrested. Like AG goes back to like Japan after being in the hospital because like they were both in the hospital at one point. Um, and so you're like, okay, everything's fine. Like, yeah, because AG left before Ash got released from the hospital. Was like set, like awake. So he was like, hey, like when Ash wakes up, give him this letter, right? And so Ash, because he's an intellectual. Ash has a big IQ, has a big ass brain for no reason. So he's like, okay, and like so his favorite spot is the New York Public Library. Keep this in mind. It's the New York Public Library, right? He loves to read and he's an intellectual and he wears glasses sometimes. That's how you know he's smart. And so basically he's like going and it's winter. It's winter in New York also, which makes it even more painful for some reason. So he's like walking to the New York Public Library, right? And he's like, ah, yes, I'm gonna go to my favorite spot and read this damn letter. Tell me why this man gets stabbed by one of the rival gangs because he. This is why there's a lot of context to this. Because the reason he gets stabbed is because he had to kill his best friend Shorter at one point, who was the leader of like the Chinese gang. But like the Chinese gang didn't know why Ash killed him, so now Ash just set himself up to die, right? And so yeah, so Ash gets stabbed in front of New York Public Library by the new leader of the Chinese gang's brother, and you're like, and then the guy runs away and immediately Ash starts climbing up the steps. And you're like, why the fuck are you climbing up the steps? Right? You just got stabbed. Because there's like no one around for some reason, even though it's New York. Never made sense to me. So he walks in the library, still stabbed and bleeding. Um, Jesus Christ. Then he sits down in the chair and he opens up that letter from AG. I'm sorry if I keep saying his name wrong, but he reads that letter and it's like AG wrote like this beautiful letter. He's like, dear Ash, like, we could start a new life in Japan. Like, you don't have to keep running from like the police and from like gangsters. Like, you have a peaceful life here because Japan is so peaceful compared to New York, grungy, ugly New York.
Oh,
And guess what was in the letter? Guess what was in the damn letter?
what?
Plane tickets. He bought a plane ticket for him. Like
Wow.
a whole ass plane ticket. And then you wanna know what happens? You wanna know what fucking happens?
What?
Ash dies. He dies. Like he
Are you
dies in the New
serious?
York library and like while reading this letter. And the thing is the whole show kind of lulls you into this false security because the whole show they kept emphasizing like for some reason this man just can't die whenever he should die. Like literally the episode before this, he's like running through like a freaking like construction site, a million bullets at him. This man is missing every bullet. Makes no sense. So like he just keeps running and like he just doesn't die. But this time he gets stabbed the one time he
He
could get help,
does.
he fucking dies. And then you want to make it even more
Wow.
painful. You want to make it even more painful. So it's like the library's about to close, right? And then like the librarian like walks in, she's like, "Sir, you have to wake up. Like the library's closing." Then she finally looks to see that he's stabbed, and then she calls 911.
Come on
Like
now.
I'm just like,
Wow.
if a man is sleeping for that long in your damn library, wouldn't you notice? Like, hey, maybe something's wrong, huh?
Dang, that sucks.
And
What?
it's not even a thing where like, oh, you can. It's literally like a set ending for both like the manga and the anime. Like he dies either way, and then it's like, I think AG like in a continuation manga he finds out, and like he's like
Mm.
really sad about it, and it's painful. So what I'm saying is this ending sucks because I am in pain.
Big
I
pain.
I am
No
in pain,
game.
and the way you can change this ending is by making him live and letting him go to Japan to be with his lover, with his like
Revive him, please. We're in the
revive him.
grave. We're
I don't.
we're in the grave trying to revive everybody,
The,
but it's
and you
not
want to see
working.
the literal kicker in this too is that this was adapted from a manga from the 80s, and so
Oh
like
wow.
the new version. Okay, so like the original took place in the 80s and the new version takes place now, which I don't like that change exactly because some of the language I feel like isn't very accurate, especially for New York of all places.
Mhm.
But whatever. I don't know what homophobia is like in New York. But basically, like I sat there and I was like, this is why this is so stupid because like one, there's barely people in New York in this show, which makes sense because crowds are like really hard and very expensive. So like I understood why. But I'm just in pain right now, so I
Mhm.
don't care. This man could have lived, but he didn't because all this anime wants me to do is see me in pain. It just wants to see me in pain and suffering and crying. I'm crying right now whenever I think about this. And this is the reason why I can't
Dang.
go to the New York Library because I'll start
That's
crying.
rough.
You want to?
Maybe I shouldn't watch this so I wouldn't be in so much pain.
I say
I can
you
tell.
if you watch it, you should watch it with people because I watched it alone. Yeah. Also, you want to hear something kind of funny about it too? So there's Banafish merch, which makes sense. It wasn't like a big popular anime because it came out in 2018. Um, but it's like popular enough where it has merchandise, right? So they come out with a pencil case, and you're like, okay, a pencil case, that's a basic piece of merch. But like you're like, oh, it's like a classy pencil case. It's like brown leather, and like you can wrap it, and you're like, ooh, I feel fancy. But then you look on the pencil case, and like there's no way you could tell it's a banana fish pencil case because all you see is a chair on it. You're like, why is there a chair on this damn pencil case? Guess what that chair is from? Guess where it's
What?
from? The New York Public Library. It's the damn chair that Ash
Oh
died
my
in.
gosh. Oh my god. Why is that a thing? It's just the chair? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's just a chair on like this nice pencil case. And when you know where the
Wow.
chair's from, you're like, oh shit.
Wow. You're just when you buy the pencil case, you'll just be haunted by by the chair and what happened there.
Yeah, no. And
Oh
that's
no.
why I like okay, so Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime by the way. That's the only way I think you could watch it right now in the States, if I'm not mistaken. There is no English dub for it, which sucks.
Mm.
Yeah, so like I'm sorry if you're like a pro dub person, even though it should depend on the series. But there's only subtitles for this one. It's a really good watch. I highly suggest it if you like action, if you like pain, if you like your innards ripped out by 2D figures. This is the show for you. Lots of trauma, good ass show. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, banana fish. That's my pick for right now. Yeehaw.
All right. So, I guess number 3, which is my final one,
Hmm.
for this one that deserves better because I watched it recently and I told Shay about it and I got mad, and that is Sym-Bionic Titan.
Yes. Yes.
I I am enraged because I did not understand why like everybody was mad at it until I actually watched the show on Netflix.
Mm.
I want to cry because so Sym-Bionic Titan is created by the same guy who made Samurai Jack, the man of the hour, I'm gonna slander his
It's
name. Oh my god, I feel
I
so.
think it's
Ter
Taravsky for the
Ter
last name because I never
Ter.
remember how to pronounce his first name.
Yeah, I only know Mr. Gendy. That's it. I'm just gonna call him by that. Mr. Gendy, thank you for this show, but also I feel so bad because so the show is basically about um these three kids from space.
Well,
I know one of them isn't a kid, but I'm going to call him a kid because he deserves rights because he wanted to feel human
Octus
and his
deserves
development was so
rights.
great. He deserves all the rights, okay? And so you have Mr. Edgy Lance.
He looks like Keith
Uh
from Voltron. I'm sorry, V
yeah,
Slow.
that's it. Yeah, who is a knight and trying to protect Princess Alana, who is the princess of the planet that they're from. And she had to flee because her planet was being attacked by the enemy. I forgot the enemy's name.
Um, okay, it
I
depends
don't
because
even
there's
know.
like two enemies.
Yeah.
Technically, like one is like the whole like race of enemies, or like individual enemies. I don't remember either.
Yeah, a little bit of both. And then
Yeah.
you have Octus, who is supposed to be like the intellectual, the brain of between both uh Alana and Lance, and all three of them together make a huge robot thing. Um and so they go to Earth to try to escape, but their enemies come and try to like destroy them, while the government is also trying to figure out like who are these people and why are they here. And so that's kind of basically the whole thing, while they're also trying to fit in high school. And so if you haven't watched it, it's really amazing.
It's
um
really good. I'm
yeah.
sorry. This you can tell what shows I've watched because I'll talk. Um, Sym-Bionic Titan might be my favorite Tarkovsky show in terms of design. Like I don't like his style with the lines makes it so much more like fun and just like I don't know, I feel like I can actually like be in the world versus like something like Samurai Jack where like Samurai Jack is very well designed. Don't get me wrong, I really love the design of Samurai Jack, but Sym-Bionic Titan hits different. Like it just hits so much more differently for me. Like there's so much more slopes and like I'm sorry. I'm like moving my hands and everything. Um like so much slopes and like just points and it's so nice. It's so nice. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're all good. Yeah, it was just such a unique story for something that like that lived in like around like 2010. um and it was it was so short because they got canceled after one season. And because of they weren't able to make any toy sales at that time because shows were like cartoon shows essentially were like uh depended on like toy sales and whether or not they would be like canceled or not,
Yeah,
which
like
sucked.
also got written off for tax write-off, so we're never getting a sequel ever. We're
Oh,
stuck.
oh yeah,
We're really
yeah,
stuck with this one.
because the ending was a huge cliffhanger. um and man, it
Ain't like Clone
sucked.
Highs though, at least.
I'm glad for Clone High, but we're Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah, like Sym-Bionic Titan falls into like I call it the holy trinity of like very specific 2010 action cartoons that were very nice stylistically and plot wise. but got canceled by their respective networks. It falls under that category um, because there's Sym-Bionic Titan, Bionic Titan, then there is Tron Uprising, which I still haven't watched, and I'm planning on watching it soon because Kiana's bullying me about it. And then Motor City, which is my favorite because that's about fighting the bourgeoisie. Yeah, Motor City's really good. Also deserves much better. Watch Motor City. I hijacked this.
You're good. Um, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I have for Sym-Bionic Titan because, like, I think it's a really just good show that was there and now it's gone. Probably forever, which I'm sad about. But maybe one day, uh, they'll get their ending that they deserve. Hopefully, maybe along with these other shows that we've talked about.
Do you ever think about how most people know Sym-Bionic Titan because of like the twerking scene? But like they always cut off right before Octa says something.
Right.
Like
I think about that every day. I think that's how I got into the show
yeah,
first.
that's how a lot of people get into the show. It's really funny because they're like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, like that show's kind of weird because like the girl's probably like, no, 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 you didn't watch the whole scene. He tells her how she's beautiful.
exactly. And that's not. And that's like the only thing that's like weird. That well, like a lot of weird things happen in that show, but like this one
It's
was like definitely like to like other people's like social medias. But like
yeah,
that's the only weird thing that happens.
and it's
But
not
then
even
like
that weird
yeah.
because it's like it's out of context
Yeah, it's out of
too.
context. So like you kind of just have to watch it. But it was
Yeah.
like beautifully like written if you know the episode.
Yeah, the part where she shakes her ass and twerks is beautifully written, and that's why we
Stop.
love the show.
Don't describe it like that.
But yeah, it's on Netflix if you want to watch it. It's
Yes.
what are you doing? You should have been watching it last year when it came out on Netflix. The
Exactly.
fuck?
Come on now.
But yeah. Um,
Yep, that's all I
speaking
got.
speaking of Netflix, I have something.
Wrap it
So,
up, Shay. Let's go. Let's do it.
oh, I have to wrap it. Oh shit. So there is this show. It's a small show, you know, very, very underground. Only hipsters know it. Um, I'm sorry for like saying a slur, but it's called Voltron Legendary Defender.
Oh my god.
Um,
Shay. I think I almost choked when I heard that V slur.
yeah, I'm sorry for saying the V slur, but like I think we need to talk about it at some point. Um, I can't hide from my past. I'm in the process of embracing my past. Um, but not in a like I don't know. Yeah. So basically Voltron is about these five. They're not all of them are teenagers. That's the thing. Shiro's a grown ass man. It's a yeah, like it's about these five characters and basically they go to space and they're fighting crime against like the Gulra and like shit happens. It's a war. It's a Star War. Oh my God, Star Wars. Yeah, Voltron is a show that I never completed, but I know a lot about the ending and I know what happened, so I can talk smack about it as much as I want. Like, Voltron is a show that I watched and I enjoyed, but then it got really bad really quickly for no reason. Um, Hunk deserves so much better. Lance deserves better. Laura should have died. We shouldn't have been queer baited, uh, especially like that shit was really like what like by the if with the queer baiting thing, if you haven't seen Voltron, Shiro, who is yeah, he's gay from what I remember. So basically like the cast kept like hyping up this guy named Adam and they're like, you're gonna meet Shiro's like boyfriend, Adam, and we're like, Adam?
Adam.
Who's Adam? And then like when you watch the episode, it's just like you won't like you could barely tell like you couldn't okay, because the way they're hyping it was like you're gonna get like this in-depth thing about their relationship and like is a romantic relationship. That's how they like primarily promote it. a romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And in the show, it wasn't like it was like I think a 5 minute scene. Not even five. It was like less than 5 minutes, and like you couldn't really tell anything either because it just seemed like they're
Mm-hmm.
really like they're just friends or
Right.
acquaintances, and you're like, oh, okay, y'all hyped this up for nothing. And then also like they kept like queer baiting like the audience with like this one very popular ship called Clance
Clance!
between
Clance!
Keith and Lance. Which basically, for those who also don't know, Keith and Lance, it's just Diet Zuko and Sokka. There you go. Um,
Wow, I never really thought of that. Wow, that's so crazy.
yeah, no, because everyone like, yeah, like with Voltron, everyone kept saying it was just like, it's like they kept saying like knock off Zuko and knock off Sokka, which was kind of funny. But I felt bad. Um,
Just in space. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's by the same people who animated Legend of Korra and and some of the episodes of the first Avatar series.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes so much
Yeah, wait,
sense.
remember when like I tweeted like I love when Studio Mir does like the little upturned noses and I
Up
showed
to
Hunk
nose. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like Hunk, Bulin, and Wan. That's what I'm talking about. That's the same
That
studio.
that's the
And
same.
guess what?
Wow.
All my boys have been disrespected in some way. So when I'm saying this, Studio Mir, do you have a problem with me specifically? With me specifically, because my boy Hunk
I'm sure
did
they
not have to be
don't.
done dirty like that. He gets what did he get? Got nothing. He literally got rocks. He got rocks, and the rock was named Shay. I understand how weird this is, but like,
What? Is
yeah.
this
So like,
later?
no, it's like early on. It's like first season.
Huh?
Like he meets like a rock. Like they meet like a rock like people, and then one of the rocks was named Shay. Spelled like my name, and it was really funny. And
In
he kind
Voltron?
yeah, and like Hunk and like Shay they have like this weird like pseudo relationship thing.
Oh my, I don't even remember this. I watched Voltron so long ago. I've only seen like probably the first two seasons.
Oh, I got up to like
Yeah,
season. I know I like watched it almost up to like the last season, which I'm surprised with. I don't remember anything from
I'm
like the later
surprised.
episodes. All I
Yeah.
remember, Keith's mom, I love her. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Hand in marriage now.
Hand in marriage right now.
Yeah, and that's it. And then I heard about what happened in the last season, because like Lance speak. That's the other thing about the show. It's very confusing after you talk about Sym-Bionic Titan, because like for some reason in Sym-Bionic Titan, so Lance looks like Keith from Voltron, but his name's Lance, and just got really confusing at one point on Tumblr. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'm going off topic. So basically last season, Lance becomes Altean. Yeah, he becomes Altean, which is like the other alien race. That's what Princess Allura is. Which,
My wife.
yes, yes. Um,
Hee hee.
like, and you're like when you hear about, it, you're like, what the fuck is happening in Voltron? Because you never know what the fuck is
How?
happening in Voltron. That's the thing. I think
Like,
people who like Voltron like to feel pain. It's like me watching Banafish, but I also watch Voltron, so I know more pain than anyone else on this earth. So, no, I
yeah.
don't. I don't. But it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you
Vol-
mean.
Voltron deserves a better ending because that epilogue was bullshit. So like you're telling me that Shiro, like they're just
Oh
like
yeah.
they're like, hey, remember how Shiro's getting how we queer baited you? And we're like, yeah, we remember how you queer baited us, but like what? And they're like, he got married again, and we're like, okay, that's nice. So and it's like married to some rando who looks like Adam but's not Adam. Like makes no sense at all.
Oh, okay. So they just tried to, be like, "Hey, don't worry. Shiro's getting his ending."
Yeah,
But not really, because
and
we
it's
don't know
not
this man.
bro, but it's not even a thing where it's like they were heavily censored by their studio, right?
Right.
From what I understand. Because, like, you have shows going on, like frickin' She-Ra, and then, like,
Yeah.
What else was on? Like, a bunch of stuff was on at the time. Because this was, like, 2000, and I was in high school, but, like, I don't remember how early on in high school. Was this when I was still watching Hitalia? I do not know. Um,
Like 16, 17,
yeah, we were
around that,
definitely,
18.
especially, definitely 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like Voltron definitely had started by then.
Yeah.
I like that's like when you have stuff like Steven Universe, She-Ra, just a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff
A
where
bunch of
like
really progressive stuff in
yeah, and
animation.
you're just like you're like, what is happening? Also, it's on Netflix. That's the other thing. It's on Netflix too, so
Oh,
like
true.
you can get away with more stuff on Netflix with that. I don't know what was
Yeah,
happening.
I don't know either.
Um,
Voltron is such a really special case. I don't know.
yeah, like
Um,
we would have to dedicate a whole episode. We're gonna talk if we're gonna talk smack about Voltron. Whole episode. I'm ready. I'm
oh my
ready.
gosh, I'm not.
I will watch the
I
whole show again just
I
to talk
don't. I
smack
don't want to
about it.
be in
I will
pain.
do I will do it just for everyone. I'll send Kate, I'll send you
Like
like the little notes about what happens each
little
season.
stop, please no. I'm good, thank
I
you.
will do it. I will do it. If
Stop.
enough
I
people care about me talking smack, I will do it.
oh boy. Yeah, let us know in the comments below,
Yeah. Although like last time
um
I felt pain on this podcast was Scoob, and that was just
we
more
were all so
disappointment.
depressed in that episode.
Yeah. We were
We were
very
so
upset.
done by the end.
Um
We were like,
but
end it up. Just it's time to stop.
yeah, but basically I don't know how Voltron should have ended because I would have to watch the whole show. I watched most of the show, didn't watch the ending. I just know what happens and I think it's stupid. Also Lotor, that whole Lotor thing was kind of stupid too. Don't understand that. I'm making a lot of gestures with my hands. Um, basically what I'm saying is Hunk deserves better, and also Lance deserves better. There, I love Hunk. He doesn't do shit because the writers won't let him do shit. The end. Yeah,
It Voltron is a lost cause. I
yeah,
was so hyped about it just because of like I don't know, something about the designs were really fun and like them being in space and doing like fun, dumb space shenanigans is what like
yeah.
got me into it. But then I heard about really like the bad things, and then Chaz and I decided to just watch random ass episodes in the later seasons, and we're just
Oh
like, what is
God.
going on?
Like
And
I
that's we
heard,
were like, oh no, okay, goodbye, never mind.
I heard that the game show episodes really fun. That's the thing about Voltron too. The one-off episodes are really good because those are the ones where you get like everyone. Because the problem with Voltron is that like once this like the third season hits, they're not all together. Then people are switching lions, and you're like, why are you switching lions? Like, and their costumes don't change when they switch the lions either, and the intro never changes either. So you really
Oh,
just don't know who has what line at the moment. Because at one point,
that's
yeah, because Lance. Okay, this is what happened. Keith left because he's like, oh, my mommy's back. I have mommy issues. Let me go with my mom. And then Lance is like, I'm gonna pilot the red lion now, and Laura's like, okay, I'll pilot the blue lion, but their clothes don't change because Laura has like pink and she doesn't really have a line, and then like Lance is blue. That's the other reason why people keep saying it's Ab. It's like it's Diet Sokka and Zuko because the colors match up. Also because Lance is brown. But
oh my
it.
god. Also, just to add on to that, Lance is
Yeah,
brown.
yeah. By the way, Lance is brown. Hunk is also brown. Keith Keith
Indeed.
Keith has Keith's race is ambiguous for some reason. Shiro's
Yeah.
Asian, Pidge is white, Allure's black, or okay, technically she's black coded, but like she's black. And then
Yeah.
Mr. Quiznak is the best character. Um he's
I
white.
don't even know who that is.
Koran, he looks like Nigel
Oh,
Thornberry.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
sometimes forget his name. But yeah, so like they kept switching lions, like it was trading, like it was weird because they kept switching them like it wasn't a big deal, but they kept emphasizing like you have to have a bond with the lion, and I'm like, so you have to have
Hmm.
a bond with the lion, why are they switching lions all the time? And then
Yeah.
like half the time they're not even together. Like Keith doesn't show up with the team for like a lot, like what I watched. Then you had Clone Cheer. Clone Cheer was one of the best things that happened to Voltron, but like I don't know if it was actually good or if I was just excited because there's something interesting going on for once. Um, Also like the way they drew Clone Cheer was like really nice in some bits. But so yeah, Shiro like dies, fun fact, and then he comes back right after. He has all white hair, and there's like a lot of stuff going on. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Just end this podcast. I can't anymore. Just end it.
I'm sorry. Like, you ended up going on a whole, like, spiral. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say because, like, I feel like I just pretend not to see Voltron for its, like, trash storylines. So,
Mm.
yeah. You deserve better.
I do
Um,
deserve better. Where's my
I also
punk
meant the
spinoff?
show, but, like, yes, you too.
Oh yeah, I guess the show deserves better. I don't know. Just let them be together as a
Yeah.
team. Like this, I I'm not gonna talk about Korra because we have
That's for
something planned
another
for that.
episode.
Yeah, no, literally. But if they just stayed like together as a team and we established more relationships within the team, like a bit better and like not start switching lions. I don't know why that bothers me a lot for some reason. Um, we literally could have had a really good show, but uh, just hurts my brain.
This concludes our list of shows that deserved better in animation, both in cartoons and anime.
Yeah, there's a lot more, but we're we like to keep our things around an hour, so sorry. Yeah,
Because we wouldn't want you to sit here for 3 hours. I don't know. I feel
unless
like
if
that's
you
just me.
want that, please let us know. Yeah,
Let us know. Let us know in the comments below what you think. What type of shows you think deserved better as well.
yeah. I know at least one person thinks Danny Phantom. I meant to bring that up. But I haven't watched that in a while, so like I can't say anything on it. It's fine.
Yeah, same. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for listening to the 1224 podcast. We hope you stay tuned for the next upcoming episodes for season 2.
Yeah. Can't believe we got renewed.
I
I'm
know, right?
surprised I was let back in. Jesus Christ.
Well, now we're here.
We're here. If I'm gone next episode, you know why.
Nah.
Nah.
You'll be back.
I'll be back.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. I'm Kate.
I'm in pain.
See you all later. Bye.
Bye.